you. Another question. Oh, come on, you were all talking in the trios. I'll be nice to you. Okay, yeah, you have the mic.
We had a lot of agreement in our trio for your presentation and the wisdom you passed across here. We were just thinking and reflecting pretty much about our experience in German companies about leadership and leadership behavior. And if we go back to your last definition, how a leader should act and or take into consideration all these variety of perspectives, we don't think that this is good practice in most of the German companies. So it is more the picture of being the leader, knowing best where to go, how to get there, and then hold up the banner, follow me. We'll find this more often than the style you have presented.
Well, I agree that is common practice, but that doesn't make it effective practice. It is what is, and I think, like Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching, says, what is a bad man if not a good man's job? So an autocratic boss, I consider it my job, is to invite, but not because it's wrong, but because I see them living well below their potential, and I see them creating a lot of suffering for a lot of people that work with them. So it's possible to increase the effectiveness of the company, but also increase the quality of life and the happiness and the enthusiasm and the engagement of the people. And I trust that over time in the markets, the companies that engage people, like, where would you like to work? Would you like to work with a person that listens to you and takes you into consideration and explains to you, even when the boss, because in my perspective, it's totally appropriate for the boss to say, we've discussed this. Do you understand my perspective? Yes. Do you believe I understand your perspective? Yes. Have we agreed that this is a very difficult problem and it requires a decision that is not formalized, that it's a policy decision and it could go either way? Yes. Okay, so I ask you to support me, do what I say. Are you comfortable with that? Most people I know would say yes. If someone says no, I'll fire them. I absolutely do. I run a company with 150 people. I would fire anybody who says no at that point. And it's clear when they come in the company. So there's no state of deliberation. But I only play that card after we have these conditions. You believe I understood you. You believe you've understood my reasoning, and we both agree that this is a difficult decision that cannot be made simply on the basis of data. It's a judgment call. I'm the boss. I'm the owner of the company. You want to tell me what color to paint my bedroom? Then I'll fire you. No, and I've never fired anybody for that. So it never gets to happen. This is because there's a fear, I think, people have that, oh, well, if you do this, then you go into democracy and everybody gets to have opinions and you never do anything and you get in a swamp and you never get out because everybody wants to express their opinion. That has not been my experience, and it's very compatible with the strong German, if you want to say, we're going that way. It's just hold your horses. I mean, don't start by saying we're going that way. Start by saying, let's discuss which way to go. And at the end, you can still say, I like your support. Let's try that way. We'll reconsider in a month, and if we think it's not working, we'll change. And then you still get to give direction, but you get all the enthusiasm and the energy of the people that feel acknowledged.
Yes. How happy are you with the leadership practices in the U.S.?
I mean, I'm delighted because there's so much opportunity for business. It's a great business opportunity. Look, everybody is where they are, and I think the question is how to interact with them in a way that's loving. And I want to finish with my last slide, which is a slide about that. It's about love. I'll read it. I know it's hard to read. It's from Umberto Maturana, a Chilean biologist that worked a lot in systems theory and cognition. Only love expands intelligence. To live in love is to accept the other and the conditions of his existence as a source of richness and not as an opposition, restriction, or limitation. So this is a very different definition of love, more congruent with the Greek definition of agape, which is the commitment to support the well-being and the development. In the Buddhist tradition would be bodhicitta, the liberation of all sentient beings. And all sentient beings includes even autocratic bosses. I mean, they are sentient beings too, even though sometimes one doubts it. So it's this idea of engaging people wherever they are in a way that will legitimize their existence and also invite them to take the next step. So, well, I hope that our time together has been an act of love. And the last thing I want to say is thank you.